Hello. Welcome to the first episode with our new format, Dear Source, Your Ascendancy Hotline. And I received a beautiful message from a soul that I'm going to read. And then I'm going to offer just what comes through from Source Divine around this subject. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So this letter reads, Dear Source, I'm finding myself in a very confusing and painful situation. I'm in a relationship with someone who I know deep down I can't trust. I've uncovered information that has made me question their honesty and loyalty. Despite this, I continue to engage with them, knowing full well that they're dating other people. I'm struggling to understand why I'm staying in this situation. I know that I'll never be able to fully trust them, and I'm constantly feeling hurt and betrayed. It's like I'm ignoring my intuition and my own needs. I am seeking guidance on how to honor my truth and break free from this toxic cycle. I'm feeling lost and confused, and I need help finding my way. Thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely, a struggling soul. So, thank you, struggling soul. And I just start with extending a lot of love and light as you're feeling this pain. And, there's so many things to delve into and talk about as part of this, I think, situation. So first and foremost, I'm kind of like, where does Source want me to start? But let's first start with just the nature of relationships. What is the purpose of relationships? And relationships are essentially a tool for our highest and greatest growth. So as a human being, the only way that we grow is through human interaction, through relationship. And one of the principles of the universe is that we are in relationship with everyone and everything. Everything that is going on is a relationship, whether it's a human being, whether it's a relationship maybe with a job, maybe a relationship with social media, or maybe relationship with food. Everything exists in a relationship is what Source wants me to get across. And so in that, the purpose and nature of a relationship is to be a teacher. It's to be a teacher for us, to give us the lens of what we need to learn about ourselves so that we can grow and become the highest expression of ourselves. And part of the journey in life is that we are both equally human and we're equally divine. And so our ego is the humanness of us, which we all have. It's the part of us that, a struggling soul just described, that, feels betrayed, that feels hurt. And the beauty of this letter is, what is this opportunity for you, a struggling soul, to learn about yourself? So essentially, that individual that is obviously seeing multiple people is a lens back to you around, what are you supposed to be learning for your highest and greatest good on this planet at this time. The universe is gifting us all these opportunities. And one of the things that I think we have an opportunity to really elevate as a human collective is to see everything through the lens of growth, of this is happening for the highest and greatest good of me, for me to then become the highest and greatest version of myself. So if we see it and perceive it as woe is me, negative, victimized, separate from that other individual, they're doing this, it's causing me to feel this way. What's really sad is we're missing the opportunity from the universe to really learn the lesson that's being gifted to us. And when we also externalize and judge somebody else, like in this situation, which is very easy to do, it's ultimately we're judging ourselves. We're ultimately holding that against ourselves. And so this is a very different perspective that you're not going to get. It'd be like, okay, well, that just leave him and all those things. And I'm not saying stay or leave. What I'm saying is, how do you look at this as a lesson for your highest growth? And when you look at a situation like you described, are you looking at, are there places where maybe, am I being the most authentic, highest version of myself in expressing that? Am I being truthful in the relationship, in the sense of like, am I honoring my truest essence of who I am? And am I bringing that or offering that in the relationship? What is this person essentially mirroring to me or giving back to me, that I can look at myself and use that lesson to really grow and learn myself, so that I can take that, apply it, and move forward? Because that's why it's happening. The universe is gifting you this lesson to truly grow yourself. So if you can look at this situation and see, gosh, I feel so hurt because I love so deeply and I love this individual and I really thought they were super special. Yes, they're super special. And yes, the love is real. And that part of me, I love so much, and I want to continue to extend that out into the world. Maybe it's a situation where it's like, I want to be in control, or I want this, or I want that. This is going to be individual for each person, but really looking at, like, am I attached to this person, and why am I attached to this person? What internally within me am I lacking that I think I need this other person to make me feel whole and complete? And part of the lesson that I think we're learning on the earth at this time with all of our relationships is we are whole and complete individuals, and we are here to remember that we are whole and complete. And we have societal constructs that have gone on that have made us think like, oh, I need to find this other special person, and that person's going to help me feel whole. When in all reality, you already are whole and complete. You already are all that is. Your job is to be that expression out into the world. And then who you come into relationship with is going to be a reflection of that wholeness and completeness. So oftentimes what happens in relationships is we have wounded people. We're all wounded. I have been there. And we get that same wounding back because that's what we perceive as our reality. So being the creators of our reality, we're going to get back more of what we already perceive. So if I feel like I'm lacking and I really need this other person, typically what's going to happen is over time, you're going to get back that feeling of incompleteness and lack of wholeness, to then have that feedback sent back to you, lessons sent back to you, in order to look at the situation and realize your wholeness and oneness and completeness, and that those challenging opportunities, which can be acknowledged as challenging opportunities, are lessons for your highest and greatest growth. And they're there for us to learn something from them. And so I think relationships are the most beautiful yet complex things, because everything is a lesson back unto ourselves. So how are you in this situation not viewing yourself as whole and complete? How are you falling short of remembering your divinity, and not in a judgment way? Because if you're judging them, you're judging yourself. Also, don't have any judgments around yourself. God presented this to you in the most perfect way to learn the lesson. And in this lesson, if you really spend the time to figure out where is this lesson coming from for you, it's also unlocking the healing that you need in order to move forward. So when the universe comes around to gift you either the same individual or somebody different, it's going to gift you more of that healed reflection of yourself. When I think of my own journey on this planet, when I think of being married for 18 years and then being divorced now for 5 years, and the interactions and the relationships that I've had, is every one has been so valuable in my learning. They were the exact person that I need at the exact time that I needed them to learn my lesson. And what I learned along my journey with in so far, and I will continue to learn, I'm sure, because I'm here to grow, is that I was coming from a space of not enoughness, of lack, of externalizing and being caught up in creating this special relationship, this special attachment. And when I start to really reflect and see that every one of them, whether it ended well, didn't end well, whatever the case might have been, is every one of them was a gift along the way to teach me about my own self-love. Do I love myself so much that I can give that into the world? Because what I'm going to give is what I'm going to receive. So was I truly in a state of purely giving? And was I in a state of so much love that it's like, I can give love because I am love and I can receive back love? If I perceive myself as not enoughness and I don't have enough to give, well, am I going to give fully and completely of myself to then receive that back? And so each person has been a divine mirror along the way to really teach me about my own self-worth. And part of the other complexity that we have here is to see every relationship as a holy relationship, as the Course in Miracles talks about, is one where it's like two whole souls, and that you can see each other as whole and complete, and we're giving nothing but love. And we essentially remove the ego from the equation, because we become so fulfilled and so unattached, and we are the state of beingness that we want to receive. So I don't have to attach and assign who somebody is to me, because I am all loving, and can I just exude that out without any type of attachment back, which the Course in Miracles would call a special relationship. And we like to have a lot of special relationships in our world, our current world, because we are assigning who this person is and what do they mean and how do they fit in and who are they. But at the end of the day, that comes from our ego. That comes from the energy of ourselves working against us versus like us focusing on the state of beingness, on focusing on our divinity, and knowing that my only job is to focus on that state of being, to raise my vibration is such that then the universe is sending and aligning every person behind me for that to match that same vibration, to fulfill what I know to be true about myself. So every person is just a gift. And how do you tap in to that knowingness? And in this situation, I'm not telling you to stay or leave. I'm telling you to focus on you, to learn what the gift from the universe is, and to work on aligning your vibration to the highest level, and to realize like other people's actions are a reflection of them. Your actions are a reflection of you. So are you holding the vibration in the space of who you want to be, and then realizing as such that who is meant to be in your life will naturally ebb and flow in and out of it, because you're focused on being in such a state of alignment that the universe is delivering you everything that you hold to be true about yourself. And we are on an intense journey of unlearning what we've been conditioned into. And so the universe is going to give us a lot of opportunities to look at situations and go, am I being love? Am I being in alignment with the universal truth of there is only one of us here? And that my brother is me and I am my brother and I am to just be love. So am I extending love? And am I extending love because I can see every person as a emanation, as a child of God, and to realize that they are divinely held by the universe and perfectly where they are supposed to be on their journey, and that we can suspend our judgment from how we see that person, because when we're judging them, we just judge ourselves. So can I just see them in a divine state of being, of like their highest degree of consciousness is exactly where they are at, and they are perfectly held in that space, and I can see them through the loving eye. Whether that means that they stay in my life or go, that's quite honestly not for me to decide. That's where you have to tune in to what you truly know. But I think until you tune into who you truly are, you don't even really have to make any movements. And you can also trust that the universe is on it. The other thing too is like, you don't have to worry about getting that what's coming to them. The universe is already on it. The universe is already programmed, built to deliver the lessons that each one of us need, and how we receive those is going to be different for each one of us. So whatever the partner is from a struggling soul, you have to trust that the universe is already on it, because the universe already knows all, sees all, is all. So you don't have to do anything drastic. You don't even have to move, because if you go to hurt them, essentially all you're doing is hurting yourselves. So it's knowing I can be love, I can stand in the love, I can be like an oak tree that's standing their ground, holding that ground, but has enough sway when the wind comes that you can move with that and be soft in that way. But you're also going to create the energetic boundaries of what you will and won't tolerate when you are truly in your truth. So the whole goal and the whole work here is to come back to your state of being. Is this the highest expression? Am I expressing myself through the highest version of me? Am I in my truth? And if I am in my truth, the universe is on all the other things. And that's what we're here to really work on, is our own state of beingness, not what somebody else is doing. Where am I at? And as I improve my state of beingness, I become a stronger and stronger and stronger tree where I can hold my truth, and I'm not being swayed internally by what other people are doing. That I am in a vibration of love, and regardless of whatever that person is doing, I'm still in a state of love. Whether they stick around, that those choices then become what I perceive as egoic. Not, I'm holding my truth and allowing the universe to do its work. And that might mean like, hey, I send you all the love and light and I wish you all the best, but you're in relationship with somebody else, and I need to honor that you need that relationship for your learning. And I'm going to be stepping away in order to honor my truth and honor who I am. Doesn't mean you got to fight about it. Doesn't mean you got to raise voices. It doesn't mean you got to cuss them out. Like, it doesn't mean any of that. It means I can send you to the world with love and light, because I trust and know that the universe has my back, and they're going to continue to send me more amazing people. Because the other thing is I think a lot of times we think like, I can't exist without this person, or they're so great. And that again is our ego versus, oh, this is the energy. This is the relationship I want. This is the vibration I'm going to hold, and to surrender and trust. The more that we hold that vibration, that the universe is going to send us a soul that matches that frequency. The universe is on it. The universe has no desire to withhold from you what you truly desire. What the universe is asking us to do is to align and to come into the highest vibrational frequency, to then give to you that individual that you're truly seeking. And the funny part is our ego doesn't necessarily know who that is. And it wants to be in a state of control and attachment, and even lack. And so we have this opportunity to also work on our ability to trust and surrender, to allow the universe to bring exactly what we're looking for, and to relinquish the control of the ego, of attachment, of fear, of lack, of all those things, and move into love and surrender and trust, and know that the universe is on it. The universe is on it. And so how do you use this lesson, a struggling soul, for your highest and greatest growth, so that you can step into what you want? This is just a gift to you. And when we can start to look at everything as a gift from the universe to grow ourselves, so that we don't feel victimized, that we step into the truth of who we are, that we're not in an energy of people pleasing. So if you're doing anything to keep this alive and trying to keep that other person, at peace, you've got to think about, I am here to honor myself. What puts me at peace? What honors my soul? What puts me in the state that I want to be in? So we are here to honor ourselves. We're here to please ourselves. We're here to come into the highest expression of ourselves. And any interaction exchange is just a gift for us to be able to do that. So I hope that answered your question, dear struggling soul. Use this as a gift to grow, to step into a highest version of yourself, and really remove the other person's actions. Like, what do you feel internally that you know? Anytime we're in those lower vibrational frequencies, that's a GPS of we're not remembering our divinity and our truth. Because we're in a state of truth. We are in a state of peace. We're in a state of love. We're in a state of harmony. We're in a state of trust. So anytime we're feeling that upset, unease, that unrest, the anger, any of those are just GPS points to say, what am I supposed to learn here to move myself back to the state of frequency that I truly am, that I am divine. I am God eternal within the body. I am an emanation of source. Source is all that is. Source is love. Where am I not seeing that? And how can I point myself back to that and really step into that expression of ourselves? Because that's why this was gifted to you. So reach out. If I didn't answer it, please get back in touch. I will get back on here and explain something more. If anybody has any questions as you watch this, that you want to know more about, or how to step into those things, book a call with me. I'd love to connect. I'd love to hear your story and where you're struggling. And I'd love to be able to potentially help you move through that and point you in the right direction, or potentially even work with me one-on-one as well. So thank you again, A Struggling Soul. For those of you that want to seek Dear Source's advice for anything going on in your life, everything is a spiritual lesson. Everything, we're here to grow ourselves. Write me, message me. I just launched a new website where you can go on, and I'll link that below, where you can send in your submissions. And I'm building out a beautiful community where you can come in with like-minded individuals, have live coaching, meditation, group calls, everything that you need as a human on this spiritual journey is going to be in a one-stop shop, and other spiritual leaders, other spiritual experts to give you guidance along this way. Like we all have it. I still need and still work with coaches because I'm still growing and I'm still learning. And that's part of our evolutionary track here. And that's why I want to build this beautiful community. So more to come. I will share more about that, but I want to be here as a vehicle for Source to give you the answers you're looking for so that you can transcend, ascend, grow, and step into the highest, most authentic version of yourself. So until tomorrow, love and light, and I will see you all tomorrow on the flip side.